as an SME or as a small business, you would probably be dealing with five or six different types of vendors to get hold of all these services. Somebody for your hardware, somebody for your software, the telco for your connectivity, and so on and so forth. But in this case, what we're saying is, look, we've bundled the whole thing together for you in one offering, making your life very much simpler in one bill. Okay? So, expanding on this very same concept a bit further in terms of business in a box, we're saying, look, there's two potential ways of looking at this particular requirement of SMEs. One is that is based on your site needs, which means we're looking at the different locations where the business is located. And secondly, from a perspective of the employee needs, so the site and the employee. Okay? And we've combined all this again furthermore, and we're saying, okay, for the site you need again your broadband, your cloud requirement, Wi-Fi, security, so on and so forth. For the individual employees, you need a landline, a mobile, n number of minutes, CUGs, closed user groups, etc. Underlying both these, the site and the employees, you have your hardware, your devices, and your software and value-added services with the final layer of support as a single point of support. So this is basically what we refer to as business in a box, which is quite an innovative solution that is about to hit the market very shortly. And another example of innovation is data share. We know the cost of data can be prohibitive, it's expensive, but the requirements are constantly growing. How then can we, as Etisalat, provide some kind of a value offering which makes sense to all the users? This is when we came up with the concept of data share. So it's very simple. Rather than each individual user buying a specific data package, for an SME, what we're doing is we're offering you a pool of data, depending upon the size of your organization, depending upon the kind of requirements you have in terms of individual users and the extent of data that you need. This pooled data is commonly shared across the board amongst all the employees. Okay? And you can actually specifically allocate quotas to individual users based on your requirements. For example, let's say you buy a bundle of 10 gig. Let's say you have 5 or 6 different employees or 10 employees in the company. So the owner, the managing director, or the big boss, head honcho, can say, okay, I'm going to use about 4 gig a month. So we allocate 4 to that user from the bundle, and the rest can be equally shared among all the employees. So the rest of the employees can use all the remaining data on a monthly basis. Now here, there's no bill shocks, there's clear predictability, you know what you're going to be charged, you know how much of data you have to be, you know how much data you're using. Plus, we've also built in SMS prompts to advise the user saying, look, you've used up X amount of data for the month. If you want, you can renew it. If you want, you can stop your usage and only use Wi-Fi, for instance. So this is an example of another innovative offering from Etisalat, which is your business data share. So this is multiple users, one pool of data. Now, contrastingly to this, we also have another offering which is about to be launched shortly, which is your multi-share. The fact that today, most of us have multiple devices. Okay? We have a mobile phone, we have a tablet, we have a laptop, and maybe a desktop, and so on and so forth. You've got so one user, multiple devices. So this is the reverse concept of data share, which is called multi-share, wherein one individual can buy one package of data, say for example 1 gig or 2 gigs of data, one user, and you can share it across multiple devices which you have. All your devices need data. So rather than trying to buy a package for each of your devices, one package for my tablet, one package for my mobile, no. This is one package which you can share across all your devices. So this is what we mean by a multi-share, and you can add as many devices as you want. For example, you've decided to get a tablet for home, a tablet for the office, a laptop for home, whatever. You can add as many devices as you want and share your common data pool across all your various devices. So this is an example of innovation, for instance. One data package, multiple users, one data package, multiple devices. Depending upon the needs of the SME, depending upon your size, depending upon your requirements, you can choose either one. Okay? So this is an example of, again, something more innovative that we have just launched, or about to launch, sorry. And in conclusion, having said all this, obviously we are saying that every telco really needs to create a culture that encourages innovation and blah, blah, blah. You know the old saying, if it isn't broken, don't fix it. Now this is quite opposite to the whole concept of innovation. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, which means you will stay where you are, keep doing the same things that you've been doing without really innovating. So the idea is to create a culture where constantly evolving, adapting new technology, and making it usable for the end user. And basically, you also look at the possibility of differentiated business models. Okay? Like I said, for instance, business in a box is an example, wherein particularly you're looking at a specific segment and creating and designing a customer experience that is focused only on this segment of customers. And finally, it says any telco needs to integrate its technological and business infrastructure. Infrastructure, technology costs a bomb. There has to be value for, in terms of ROI for both the telco and the end user, and provide the flexibility and so on and so forth. All right. Basically, that brings me to the conclusion of my little presentation for you today. And I'd like to close with a famous line from Thomas Alva Edison, who said more than 100 years ago, there's always a better way to do it, find it. And this is what we are essaying at Etisalat. Thank you.